From backstabbing coworkers to difficult bosses, you might be getting sabotaged at work and you're wondering, what are the signs that I'm getting sabotaged at work? That's what we're talking about in today's video. Stay tuned. Now, it's not super common that your boss or that your coworkers are actively trying to sabotage you or they're trying to undermine you. It actually does happen, and it tends to happen without you knowing until it's a little bit too late. So in this video, we're going to talk about what are the 6 signs that you are getting sabotaged at work. Let's go. The first sign is you're always the last one to know about important decisions. Now, it depends on your role in the organization, but for most of us, we know important information when it is released or when it's kind of open to everyone to know, unless you're part of the small group of people that are actually planning a lot of your organizational changes. But if you are actively, and this, I've seen this happen with clients that I work with, if you are actively being left off of email chains or left off of email communication, if you're being left off meetings, let's say as an example, of when those decisions are being announced, it's an indicator, not the only indicator, but one indicator that you might be getting sabotaged at work. When it comes to information sharing or people talking about things, changes within your organization, knowledge is power. And that saying sometimes sounds a little stupid, but knowing when things are changing or knowing what's happening in your organization really is a big deal. And if you are actively being left off of, let's say, communications, meetings, things where those conversations are happening, it might be a sign that you're being sabotaged at work. Number 2, your ideas are constantly being shot down. This might be something with, let's say, with a boss specifically. If you are in a meeting or you're at work and you're going through and you have these ideas, you present your budgets, you present whatever, and your ideas are constantly being shut down. Now, it is the case, I would say, with a lot more creative functions or creative industries, that ideas get shot down a lot more. Just from the nature of kind of being creative. I used to work in marketing. I do a lot of marketing stuff. And whenever you have an idea, your client might shut it down immediately. That's okay. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you are, let's say, working with your supervisor on a budget, on a plan, on an activity or some sort of engagement, and you have an idea for this, an idea for this, an idea for this, and everything gets shut down. But then all of a sudden, your supervisor says the exact same thing that you just said, and it's the best idea in the world. That's a good idea or a good indicator that you're getting sabotaged at work. What it comes down to with this particular sign is you need to see who is the person accepting your idea or rejecting your idea. What is their motive behind denying your ideas? And are they giving you feedback to improve, or are they just telling you that your idea is not very good? You kind of have to feel your way through that one. But if it is something where you can kind of tell that it's a little bit malicious, they shoot down your ideas without offering feedback or opportunities for growth, it might be an opportunity, or it might be a sign, that they are trying to sabotage you. Number 3, you're being excluded from important meetings. Now, we talked about important decisions being announced, things like that. If you are part of the group, let's say, that's coming up with new initiatives, coming up with projects, you are, pushing things forward, you're part of a team, and you're being left off of meetings or left off of events for no really major reason other than they just don't want you there. So let's say you have, a work event that you're doing and they are inviting everyone to go and you're the only person that's not going. It's a really good indicator that you might be getting sabotaged at work, either by a really bad coworker or a really difficult boss. I want to make sure that I clear this up too. If you are missing meetings because of miscommunications or oversights or things like that, that's pretty normal, especially in a fast-paced working environment. If you are missing things specifically because someone is forgetting to put you on an invite or they just don't want you there, those are pretty evident, they're pretty clear, so that might be an idea or a sign that someone is trying to sabotage you. Number 4, your workload is increasing while your authority is decreasing. Now, typically what happens is the more responsibility you get, the more stuff that you have to do. That's the usual kind of flow of kind of work and things in general. So the higher you move up the ladder, the more people you oversee, the more that you're responsible for, but you also have the authority to get that stuff done. If you've noticed that you are taking on a lot more at work, and it's something that you're not getting any support or you're not getting any extra authority to get that done, it might be an indicator that you're being sabotaged. Again, this is probably something that would come from a supervisor level, But if you are noticing that you're getting a lot more work, and it might be, there's a lot of different motives for why this might happen. So if a supervisor is giving you a lot more projects without any extra responsibility or extra authority to be able to execute those projects, it might be that they are trying to kind of bombard you to push you out, or they're trying to make you kind of feel really stressed out so that you don't get anything done, so that they can build a business case against you for whatever reason. There's a lot of different motives for why a supervisor might do that. That alone is not the biggest sign that you are being sabotaged, but if you take that sign and pair it with some of the other things that we've talked about so far, it's a good sign that you're going to be sabotaged at work. Number 5, you're being micromanaged. I have a lot of videos about micromanagement on this channel, so if you're interested or you have more questions about micromanagement, make sure to check those videos out. But basically what micromanagement means is that your supervisor doesn't trust you. And if your supervisor doesn't trust you, it's usually an indicator that they are going to try to sabotage you unless you are complicit with what they do. And I will link to the videos below in the description if you're looking for more information on micromanaging, how to deal with a micromanager, all that good stuff. But if you are being micromanaged, it is a good sign that you are going to be sabotaged at work. And number 6, your colleagues and your coworkers are openly dismissive toward you. I have another video on my channel about coworkers being threatened by you. I would go back and watch that video. But if you're seeing that your coworkers are being openly dismissive or passive aggressive towards you, it's a good chance that they will go from just being dismissive, just being difficult, just being catty, to actually actively trying to sabotage you to prevent you from executing your job. Maybe they put up roadblocks, maybe they make your job a little bit more difficult. Whatever the case, if you're noticing that your coworkers are being dismissive, again, it's not the biggest sign that you're about to be sabotaged or that you are sabotaged, but it's a really good indicator if you can pair it with some of the other things on this video. I'd be interested to hear from you. What other signs do you notice that your coworkers or your boss is trying to sabotage you? Let me know in the comments below. And if this video was helpful, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And with that, I will see you on the next one.